What is up, guys? It is Austin with Yu-Gi-Oh! Theory, and I'm here today with my Dinomist deck profile. This is one of my favorite decks, and it is so underrated. Some of the combos you can pull off with this deck are absolutely ridiculous. It's one of my favorite decks. It's probably the best deck I own. It's definitely better than my Super Heavies because I've won a lot more with these than my Super Heavies, and I like playing these better than my Super Heavies. My Super Heavies are my favorite because they're my first deck. They're the first deck I got when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh, so they're my favorite. But my Dinomist, oh my god, I love them so much. Anyway, let's get right into the deck profile. First, obviously, you run 3 copies of Dinomist Spinos. He is the best card in your deck. He is so broken. So he has 2,500 attack, pretty mediocre. But what he does is you contribute one other Dinomist monster and then activate one of these. You can activate one of these effects. It can attack your opponent directly, or it can attack your opponent twice. But the really broken thing about this card is it doesn't say once per turn. So you contribute 2 monsters and then attack directly twice. That's 5,000 damage. And if you have dynamic power load on the field, that's 5,600. And if you have limited remover, that is Jesus, that's 11,200, I think. But he's really good. Next, you have Dynamis Rex. He's really good too. If you during the end of the damage step, you can tribute a Dynamis monster and activate one of these effects. You can either attack again, or on a monster, or you can pick one card randomly out of his hand or on the field, and then you shuffle it back into the deck. And then this card gains 100 attack, so it bumps it up to 25. It's not as good as Spinos, but you need 3 of them for your rank 5 plays, and I like running them at 3. So, and then next you run 3 Plesius. He has a really good effect. What he does is your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack and defense for every Dynamist card on the field. And it stacks up so you can play 2, and then they lose 200. This really gets people sometimes because they'll attack me. I can actually remember a game I played like yesterday. He summoned Red Dragon Archfiend and had Cyber Dragon Infinity, and Cyber Dragon Infinity had 2,900, and Red Dragon Archfiend obviously has 3,000, and he was going to attack me, but he forgot that Plesios made him lose 200 attack, so it destroyed his Red Dragon Archfiend, and it was great. And then next you run 3 Dynamis Praetorian. He is a searcher of the deck. If you destroy a monster with him, you can search out 1 Dynamis card from your deck and add it to your hand. And then next you run 3 Vector Pendulum. The Draco Lord. I only have 1 of him, and these other 2 are Lector Pendulum, the Draco Overlord. But if you have 3 vectors, you should definitely run 3 vectors because he works better with your scales. But all I have is 1 vector and 2 lectors, so that's what I have to use. And next, you run 2 Ankylos. I mostly use him to keep my rank 6s even, and he also is good for my rank 4 plays. And he has a decent effect. You banish any monster that he destroys, so that's pretty good. And next, you run 2 Dinomist Ceratops. What's really good about him is you can special summon him from your hand if you only control Dynamist monsters. And by the way, if I haven't mentioned this before, all of the rank 3 pendulum effects are the same, and all the rank 6 pendulum effects are the same. The rank 3 effects are if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. And if there's a card effect that's activated that targets a Dynamist monster, you can destroy the other one instead. And that effect is for the rank 6s. And then your next card is Dynamist Stegosaur. If another pendulum monster battles a monster, you destroy both of them. So that's pretty good. And then Dynamist Brachion, it can be special summoned from your hand if your opponent controls the highest attack position monster, and you can even if it's tied. So he's really good to special summon from your hand if you already have a Rex on the field, and then they have something like ridiculous. You can go ahead special summon him, then overlay for Nova, and then just put Infinity right on top of Nova. And then you run 1 Luster Pendulum the Draco Slayer. Too bad he's limited because I would run 3 copies of him because he is super good. to get out Ignister. I can't pronounce his name for some reason. I don't know why. But that's it for the monsters. Now let's go into spell cards. You run 3 Dinomist Charge. This is also a searcher. And at the end of the video, I'll show you guys like a really good combo with this card involving Echo Oscillation. And basically, whenever you activate this, you just add 1 Dinomist monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, Dinomist cards, I mean. Wait. Yeah, it is monster. Never mind. And once per turn, if Dinomist monster would go to the extra deck, you can just add it to your hand. And then I run 2 Dynamic Power Loads. Makes it where Dinomist monsters gain 300 attack and defense, and your opponent can't activate like card effects if a Dinomist monster battles until after the damage step. So say you just built up this huge attack with like Spinos, limiter removal. If you attack them directly for 10,000 off Spinos' effect, they can't do anything about it. They're going to take the damage. They can destroy Spinos later, but they're going to take the damage. Nothing they can do about it. I love that card. That card's won me so many duels. And then you play 1 Twin Twister. I only have 1, and I'd probably only run 1 anyway. But, it's a really good card. You discard 1 card, and then you destroy 2 trap and spell cards on the field. Really good against other pendulums. Then you run 1 limiter removal. If that card wasn't limited, I'd run 3 copies of it. Because what it does is you double the attack of all face-up machine type monsters on your side of the field until the end phase. And during the end phase, all the monsters that it affected get destroyed. So it kind of sucks about the destroying thing, but if you're pushing for the win, just activate limited removal and then just blam. And since it's a pendulum deck, they just go to your extra deck anyway, unless you use it on Cyber Dragon Infinity, which really sucks. And I only run 1 terraforming to search out the Dynamistic Power Load. Now I know what you're thinking. Why don't I just run 3 of them? I don't know. I'd just rather use the terraforming. I don't know. I'm weird like that. Now on to the traps. You run 3 Dinomist Rush. Basically what this does is you special summon a Dinomist monster from your deck, and then it gets destroyed during the end phase. What you do is you activate this. You set it on, like say you go first, you set it your turn, then you let it rest until the next time it's your turn, and then you activate it, and then you special summon like a Spinos or something, while you already have a a level 5 on the field, and just overlay for Nova. It's really good. And one of the most underrated cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Echo Oscillation. You know that effect I told you earlier about Dinomist Charge, where if a Dinomist monster goes to the extra deck, you can add it to your hand? Well, Echo Oscillation is once per turn, you can pop a card, like a pendulum, a monster in your pendulum scale, and then you draw a card. Well, what you do is you activate this first, pop the card, draw the card, then you activate Dinomist Charge to add the card that you just popped to your hand, and then you can just reset the scale and then pendulum summon whatever you just drew, if you want to pendulum summon what you just drew. And it is a really dirty combo, and I love it so much. And then I only run 1 defense draw. I was running a Mirror Force, but I'd rather just get a card out of it instead of just destroying all their monsters, because with Cyber Dragon Infinity, you can just steal their monsters and equip it as a XYZ material, so you can get around big monsters pretty easily. And then only one Dinomist Eruption. I am not a big fan of this card because it doesn't actually stop the attack, it just destroys 1 card they have, which is sort of lame in my opinion. That's it with the main deck. Now, let me move that out of the way a little bit. Now let's go with the extra deck. You run 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities. I would run 3, but I only have 2. And I could just take out 2. I could just run with 2 if I had a more beefier extra deck. But I sadly don't, so I'm just going to run with 3 until I get more cards. Or if I even get a 3rd Cyber Dragon Infinity. And currently, I only have 1 Nova, and I have already ordered another one. So it will be in the mail soon, but for now, I only have 1 Nova. I just have the other Cyber Dragon Infinity in there just for looks, basically, because I have one. Next, you run 1 Dark Rebellion Dragon. You could bump that up to 2 or even 3 if you wanted to. It's a great rank 4. One of the best in the game, probably. And then next you run Ignister. I'm not going to say his whole name. He is really good. Once per turn, you can target one pendulum monster on the field, and then you can, or in your scale, you destroy it, and then you shuffle one card your opponent controls into their deck. And then you can special summon one Draco monster from your deck in defense position, but it cannot be used as a synchro material for a summon. What's really good about this is if you just synchro summoned this, and you already still have another level 4 on the field because you just pendulum summoned a good bit of monsters, then you can bring out a, like, what is it? Is it any pendulum monster? Oh wait, I can't use the second effect because I don't have another Draco Slayer in here, so I don't ever use the second effect really. But if you ran another Draco Slayer, which I might, you could bring him out. But I don't really like the other Draco Slayer very much. And for our next card, you run Magispector Paladin. This card's really broken. When this card is succeed summoned, you can add one pendulum monster from your deck to your hand. During the end phase of this turn, you can detach. Wait. What am I doing? Yeah. During the end phase of this turn, once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card. Special summon one face-up Draco Slayer pendulum monster from your extra deck, but it cannot be used as an XYZ material for a synchro summon. So say you just summon him, and then he is in your top of your extra deck because he got destroyed later or something like that. Then you can just bring Paladin out and get him back. Like synchros, if you use him for a synchro material, he just goes to the extra deck instead of the graveyard, and then you can just bring him right out of the extra deck, and then maybe like overlay for something. And then you run two. I don't know why I'm setting it to the side. Two Abyss Dwellers. Abyss Dweller is really good in this deck because all water type monsters gain 500 attack and defense, and all the Dinomists are water. And also, if you detach one expired material, your opponent can't activate card effects in the graveyard. So that's really good against Blue Eyes and Monarchs, if anyone even still uses Monarchs. And then I run one number 55, Go Golem. He's just a really good go-to if I've kind of like ran through my extra deck sort of hard and I'm sort of at the end of it. He has a decent effect where it increases defense. It works really good with him because he usually sits in defense, and when he's on the field, pendulum monsters in the monster zone and in the pendulum scale cannot be destroyed by card effects or battle. And once per turn, you can special summon one Draco Slayer pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot be used for a fusion material. So say you just used him for the for the Xyz summon for Magispector Paladin. Well, it's not Magispector, it's like Magist Paladin, whatever. And he's sitting in your graveyard because you just attached him to do something. You can just special summon him back with that, which is really good. And then last, you run one Gemnite Pearl. I have him in here because he's a pretty good beat stick, and that's about it. He has 2,600 attacks, so that's pretty good. And yeah. So thanks guys for watching my deck profile. If you didn't notice, if you are a regular watcher of mine, I got a new playmat. It's really nice. It's Ghost Ogre and Winter Cherries, and I just said that totally wrong. Ghost Reaper, Winter Cherries, and Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. The subscribe button should be like right there, and then like a recommended video should be like around there where my thumb is. But anyway, thanks for watching. Peace.